Tell them about that time when you went on that trip and you got no wind for like 6 weeks, and then the cargo ship showed up.
Yeah, that was between Hawaii and Midway, and I got caught in an area for 6 weeks with no wind, just drifting around there. And there was a lot of floating garbage. I was powering along at night, and I ran through a bunch of tangled up lines and ropes and stuff that were sitting there. The prop gets caught in the lines, and it ripped the engine right off the foundation. The motor is going bam, just stop. Right when that prop grabs on a big ball of line, just stops and the engine keeps going. So the engine's like this, and then all of a sudden it just goes bam like that. So it took a while to tie all that stuff back together, and then everything was bent, so I couldn't go very fast. I could only go like real slow walking speed under power. So I was starting to run out of food. Oh, I was starting to run out. Actually, I had enough food. I was starting to run out of fuel because I was trying to power my way out of it. See, in a sailboat, you don't carry enough fuel to go all the way across the ocean because you are a sailboat.
Yeah.
You just carry enough fuel to run the engine, charge the batteries for lengths. A little bit of maneuvering here and there, so I didn't have a lot of fuel. But after getting stuck there for 6 weeks with no wind, I figured I need more fuel. So I knew where the shipping lanes are. I was near one that goes from Honolulu to Yokohama. You can calculate where the ships are going to be. If you take any two major ports, you can calculate where their route is going to be.
Yeah.
And then if you go there, you're going to see ships. For sure. So I went to the shipping lane, and lo and behold, a week later, I sat there for about a week. Ship comes along, I called him on the radio. It was a Pioneer Moon from New York. And I said, can I purchase some diesel fuel from you? And he says, we're on the radio. When two ships meet, you don't shout across the water.
Hey neighbor!
Hey,
Hey neighbor!
Can I buy some diesel fuel? What? You don't do it like talk on the radio. Like one taxi to another that way. I said, yeah, can I buy some diesel fuel from you guys? And he says, is this an emergency? And I said, well, I don't know. I've been sitting here for 6 weeks, no wind, and I sure could use it. He said, that's an emergency.
You let them decide what the emergency.
Yeah, I let them decide. He said, okay, stay away from the ship until it comes to a complete stop. Because when they shut the engines down, it's going to coast for like 5 miles. It takes a long time to stop a ship.
Yeah.
Long time. So he's slowing down, he cuts his engines, and he's drifting. I'm following behind him like a little puppy dog. They gave me a whole bunch of stuff. They gave me cigarettes, food,
Oh, that's
all
nice.
kinds of stuff.
Well, I guess they're Americans. Are they Americans?
Yeah, it was American. Pioneer Moon from New York. And they said, okay, we'll report you. I said, I got to go into Midway Island for repairs. He said, yeah, we'll be going by there later today. So we'll report that you're coming.
Oh, I thought they were going to say, oh, do you want to tag along?
No way of doing that.
We're going to throw a rope and I'm going to just tag you along.
No way. If they were to tow my boat, it would skip on its side. It wouldn't, it's like if you pull it too fast like this, it's going to lift up and start skipping on that side. It's just a mess. So anyway, he said, yeah, I'll report. I'm going past Midway today. I'll give him a call on the radio, let him know you're coming. Okay, that's cool. But he didn't ask me how long it was going to take.
Oh, no.
So he calls in. Then a week later, I'm anchored in this uninhabited island on my way to Midway. I hear this Coast Guard plane. I mean, here we are, we're 1,000 miles from human life, and there's a Coast Guard plane. Or I heard hear it, but I couldn't see it. Cause this thing, it's like a big coral reef. It's like 20 miles in diameter. You know, Coral Atoll. It's got little islands around the edge of it. A big lagoon. Anyway, I could hear the engine. I knew it was a plane, but I couldn't see it. So I called them on the radio. I said, "Good afternoon, airplane." And they go, "Hey, who's this?" I said, "This is the Pelican." The Pelican? "We've been looking for you. Where are you?" I said, "I'm anchored right next to Southeast Island." They said, "We don't know where that is." So I gave them the latitude, longitude. And then they came right over and they were circling around above me. We were talking on the radio. And they said, "Yeah, we flew up from Guam to look for you."
Whoa.
Yeah. Because, see, the Pioneer had gone past Midway and said the Pelican's coming. But then 2 weeks later, no Pelican, right? And that's me. So then they launched a search party for me, and they were just about to accelerate the search. They were going to start getting a bunch of Navy ships out there looking for me. And that's when I showed up at the island. Okay, so here's like a Navy base on an island. It's restricted to civilians. And I'm calling them on the radio saying, "This is the sailing vessel Pelican calling Midway Island," over and over, and they didn't know I was there. That's how alert our Navy is.
Yeah. Look, how did that pick it up? Oh.
They just weren't listening. So what happened was there was also a fishing boat that was in there in Midway Island that was there for repairs. He heard me on the radio and he went and told the Navy guys. He said, "Hey, there's a guy who's been trying to call you for 8 hours on the radio." So anyway, I finally got in touch with the Navy, and then they sent a tugboat out, towed me into Midway Island. So that was the story. So then I stayed there for a couple of weeks, and then I made that 54-day passage to San Francisco.
I wonder if they charge you. Do they charge you? Just like here, like when you get taken by an ambulance, they'll charge you for.
Oh, no, not back in those days. And that was the Navy. I didn't even ask for them. You know, it all started. The ship told them I was coming, and then I didn't show up, so they called the Coast Guard. And I didn't call anybody. So it's kind of funny. And then they were looking for me. Coast Guard was also looking for me at Fanning Island, and I didn't call them then either. So people have attempted to rescue me when I didn't need it.
It was quite a party.
Yeah.
You feel important, like, oh. Did you say like that? Oh.